Don't want to know what I'm feeling right now as I walk up today to the podium. It's an interesting day. It's a magnificent day. But before we get into all of that, I want to say welcome. Welcome to everybody that's here, whether you've been here for the first time, the last time. No, not the last time. The first time, the 100th time. And for those of you that do find yourself for the first time here, if this resonates with you, if the craziness you feel around here, if the joy and the beauty feels good, we want you to know only 2 words. Everybody together? Welcome home. Yes, welcome home. And as we move into the service, there's a kind of gratitude that needs to come up before we do anything. If you can take a minute and look down at your feet. Isn't it beautiful? Oh my goodness. I walked in yesterday, it was done, it was cleared, I was like, oh my goodness. Now for those of you that hadn't seen it before, there was a big, huge labyrinth that was on this floor. It had been created by Reverend Tagg when he built the building, and then it had been redone and refinished and unfortunately worn. It was time. So this week, thank you for the beautiful fundraiser that we did. We were able to bring a professional in that ground the whole place down, stained it, and sealed it for us. But you know that's not where it ends, right? You all know that there's going to be a couple of people that come in, redraw the labyrinth, and paint it again. But please be patient with us. It's going to take a while to get this done. And right now, we're breathing and we're celebrating. And I want to say thank you not only to our contractor that came in to do it, but to Joachim, to John, to Adriano, to Lynn, to Laureen, to Lena Alla, to all of those that came forward to help put it all back together, clean it. Well, first of all, take it apart, wrap it, and then bring it all back together and clean it. All the doors had to come off. Everything had to be done. You will still see dust. We're cleaning as we go. So wear fluffy slippers when you come in, and we will clean it up as we go. Thank you. Let's hear a round of applause for all those people. There was panic when I saw that machine arrive. And when I saw this done, I was like, yes, this beauty now is in alignment with the beauty of this community, and we're moving forward with it. So, I'm going to begin my sermon today with a statement from Centers for Spiritual Living that they released, a basic statement in view of the decisions that were made this last week in the Supreme Court of the United States of America. This is somewhere where I align myself, where our teaching aligns ourselves, and I'm going to send it directly from them to you. This is a statement. Reproductive rights remain a highly polarized issue with many different points of view within each family and spiritual community. Centers for Spiritual Living's North Star is our global vision, our organizational shared values, and our Science of Mind statement of belief, all of which speak directly to liberty, equality, equity, inclusion, human rights, compassion, safety, self-determination, and spiritual living. For that reason, we are ambiguously in support of the lives of Black, Indigenous, and people of color, unambiguously in support of gender equity and equality, unambiguously in support of LGBTQ plus lives, and unambiguously in support of women being sole decision makers about their lives, well-being, dignity, and choices. I spent the last couple of days with this And when I saw CSL hand down a statement so eloquently, I was like, this is what my community receives. We align ourselves with our head office, with our global organization, and so it all filters down. So that being said, we breathe it in. We know it is the truth of who we are. Will it come up somewhere in the service? You know it's going to. But for right now, we breathe and we are safe. So, this week, this month, we have been focusing on the body. Reverend Mark Johnson spoke about welcome to the temple that is the body, that we have our spiritual being housed in. He also spoke about the body remembering who it is, what it is, how it is connected to the all that is. It remembers. It remembers, unfortunately, stuff that we would like to let go of, but it still remembers. It brings us and gives us an opportunity to move forward and heal through that remembering and knowing, and also moving forward from where we are. I spoke about love in this body. You gotta love your body. You just gotta love it. It's a gift from the divine. It is this magnificent instrument that has been given to us that works in a way that, if we could even understand it halfway, would be magnificent. But we can just love on it. Love on it, love on it, love on it. And Dr. Ernest Holmes, well, before I get into Dr. Ernest Holmes, I got to tell you this quick joke. This, how would I say, maybe a little portly gentleman, husband, he went over to weigh himself. And before he got on the scale, he took a deep breath in. And then he stepped onto the scale. And his wife looked at him and she said, "You know, that's not going to make any difference to your weight." He goes, "Yes, but maybe I'll be able to see the numbers." Yes, 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 we love our bodies. So from Dr. Ernest Holmes, he writes, every time we think of our body, we should think of it as our spiritual body. Think of every organ, action, function of our physical body as being pure and perfect. Think of God as being in us and around us and through us. Think of every breath we inhale as the breath of life, and think of the things we eat as spiritual substance forever nourishing the body. That includes pizza, folks. It does include pizza. Think of spirit and our body as being one in perfect harmony and affirm perfect circulation, perfect assimilation, perfect elimination. We should declare that our pure spirit, there is not stagnation or inaction or overaction or false action. Our body is part of the kingdom of God. Therefore, there's a spiritual pattern at the center of it. What I love about that spiritual pattern that is at the center of it, it is at the center of every single cell. Every single cell knows exactly what to do, what it is designed for, and it knows how to be healthy. There is a divine action in play in every single cell, and it is in action 24/7 if we allow it to do the work for us. So today we're going to speak of the one body. Not this one body or that one body, but the one body. And we speak about this so often as being the one in the one. The one in the one. The one in the body of God. We're not separate. We're not floating off in some duality. There's only one body of God, one consciousness that created this body, this manifestation. In our What We Believe statement, we say we believe that the manifest universe, everything that you can see, every cosmic star, everything is the manifest universe, and it is the body of God. It is the logical and necessary outcome of the infinite self-knowingness of God. So what do we mean by that? When we look at our symbol, we see that there is this beautiful V, and that V is the action of an idea into form. So we can look at it from our own point of view. It's an idea. We move through the law into form. Well, think about this as God. This magnificent intelligence that had an idea. And that idea descended into form. And that form is the manifest universe. That form that we see around us, that we have our way in and our being in, is an idea of this divine intelligence that descended into form. So when we say we're of one mind, we're of God of one mind, we literally are. Because there is nothing outside of this manifestation. The idea wasn't, well, I'm going to have this little thing and that little thing and this person and that person. It was one idea for the manifest universe. One body, only one body that we all are in. We're all a part of it. There is nothing missing. There is nothing lacking. It is all there. This is where we find our connection with others. Have you ever woken up and gone, I've got to call this person? What do you think? There was a telephone that rang in the middle of the night, injected into your ear? No. There's a connection that happens through this mind, through this beautiful manifestation where we're all connected. Everything we have, we can feel. We have our unity in it. We see each other in our eyes because we're all of the same creation. There is a oneness that we can feel in this one body. We are all one in the one. And we also get to feel people's pain. So within the body, as we have an empathy, we have a feeling, there is a pain that can also be felt. We can go, well, I'm just having compassion for that person. You are. But at the same time, if you wake up with a physical, visceral reaction to something, think about what that connection is to the all that is. There is something working you. There is something that does not feel right. And this week, as we walked through the decision of the Supreme Court, there was a pain that rose up inside of me like nothing I have felt in a very, very, very long time. I had no idea even what to do with it. None whatsoever. And I knew instinctually that it wasn't just my pain. I knew that I was feeling a pain that I eventually called the feminine consciousness. That being a woman at this time has caused a lot of pain. And it doesn't matter, this is not a political statement, it does not matter where you lie on the decisions. But in the core being of the whole body that is the manifest universe, there is a pain in there crying out right now. And we cannot not look at it. We cannot not see it. And it did bring back memories for me. I think most of you know I was born and raised in South Africa. A country that did not really see women in a very empowered light. To say the least, I couldn't go to a bar for a beverage, ever. Even when I returned decades later as a really, really, really well over my middle-aged person. You would go to a ladies' lounge, and you could only go if you were accompanied by a man. Yes. Abortion rights, completely 100% illegal. I saw and felt the pain of many people around me, women, who did whatever they needed to do. Many of them can never have children ever again, and some of them died from coat hanger infection. So I understood where my pain was coming from. And here's the thing. I came to the United States in 1986. 5 years later, I chose to become an American citizen. I chose with my heart, my soul. And after becoming a citizen, I got the right to vote. The first time I ever voted in my life. Now, don't get me wrong. Women are allowed to vote in South Africa. They are. I never felt there was anything where my voice would be heard. When I got to the States, I felt something different. I really felt empowered. I felt like my voice would be heard. And then one voting season, I forgot. And one of my mentors looked at me, a much older lady, and she went, "Don't ever, ever again forget to vote. Don't forget to empower yourself with the knowledge. Don't forget to vote." She goes, "This is a privilege. This is not a norm. We earned this privilege. We earned this right. It wasn't just given lightly. So honor it and respect it." Whew, and I do. And this last week, there was a tug on that right for me. You got to understand, I stand up here as a female minister, unheard of in 90% of our religious traditions. It shook my world to think that somebody of a different religious background could take that away from me. I stand here vulnerable. This is what I was going through. Could take that away from me. And in that place, I realized I was taking and feeling the general one-body pain that was working through every single female at some level, and many, many, many men as well. I know that there's a lot of people that stand together in this whole situation. I have a statement that Nelson Mandela made when he got his freedom. He said, "A man who takes away another man's freedom is a prisoner of hatred. He is locked behind the bars of prejudice, narrow-mindedness. I am not truly free if I am taking away somebody else's freedom, just as surely as I am not free when my freedom is being taken from me. The oppressed and the oppressor alike are robbed of their humanity." There is a collective pain that is being felt right now. And I know for us that as a community, that is a life-affirming community, that is a community that comes together in joy and love and respect and wonderment, that there's a place that we can reach out into the world to, through love and solidarity, heal this pain. Heal it, support it, don't look away from it. Be in it and allow it to move through us in a healthy manner, because that is how we move forward. And right now, I would like to invite Doc Wilson to come up and join me up here as we are going to do a small ritual that will help us as a community just move through this. So I begin by saying, in light of all that has transpired this last week, we have a powerful opportunity to recognize the unacknowledged pain body of our collective space. This is the power of community, that we come together to feel and heal to honor and recognize what can be difficult to say, but everyone feels.
Invite all the women to please stand as you are able. Beloved women, I cannot know and do not know what it is to walk your walk. I do not know what it is to live your experience. I don't know what it is to be shunned, quieted, dismissed, disqualified, or ignored. I do not know what it is to routinely not have my story believed. While I do not know what it is to have these experiences, I do know that I can take responsibility right here and right now to create a safe place in this spiritual community and to say to you clearly and directly, men, I invite you to please stand. Look at these magnificent women. And I invite you to say after me, I see you. I hear you. Your voice matters to me. I see you. I hear you. Your voice matters to me. I see you. I hear you. Your voice matters to me. May the vibration of our affirmation and the meditations of our hearts move out into the wider world and to make a difference. And so it is.
So it is.
Please be seated.
Let's take a breath. Thank you, Doc. Oh. So we breathe. And we do know and we recognize that there is a movement forward from this point. There always is. And I'd like to share from you something that was written by Reverend Rafe Ellis. He said, over the past 24 hours, I've been reminded of how excruciatingly easy it is to default to separation, to other people, to choose polarization over oneness. I have chosen to be radically and lovingly honest, taking responsibility for every thought and feeling I've experienced. There's nothing easy about that. I've chosen to be accountable, to live what I teach, to find peace in the midst of turmoil, to love beyond my human fears and failures. I choose to return over and over again to an intentional thought of oneness, of wholeness, to embrace that every thought in every individualized expression of creation is happening within myself, my true, authentic, spiritual self, because I truly do believe the spiritual truth that there is no separate me and no separate you. We are one. I believe that the power to choose healing can only be ignited by standing in oneness, in an absolute refusal to be moved into separation. In one consciousness, what healed anywhere is healed everywhere. In one consciousness, what is healed anywhere is healed everywhere, knowing God's spirit life, whatever I call it, is fully present, as everyone and everything is only a nice idea until I choose to actually see it and to be it. I choose to see God in everyone with every breath I choose. Ooh, that was a very powerful statement that came across, knowing and recognizing that fully, that it is very easy for us to fall into that place of separation now. We are one body, folks. Separation is not the way to go. It is not the way to go. I will say, however, I've said to my boyfriend this last week, I said, look around at the woman around you and fasten your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelt. Because there is a power for good in this universe that we all get to use. And right now, this feminine conscious is stepping up and going, hold my beer. I'm coming at you. I'm coming to you. I'm coming with you. I'm coming through you. And we will do this together. But fasten your seatbelt, folks. So I love that. And I love this idea that in this place of turmoil, in this place of absolute pain, of fear, in all of it, we feel it. We do not look away. We look directly at it until it no longer has any power over us. And then we see the gift. Because trust me, there is something greater wanting to be revealed right here, right now. Let me read you a prayer I wrote. We have a minister's listserv. And every day, a minister across the country from Centers for Spiritual Living releases a prayer for that day. The 24th of every month is my day. I don't know why I signed up for it, but it is wonderful because I wake up in the morning, listen to what the heart is saying, and on Friday, it was my day. And I had to send a prayer out, holding the space for what decisions had been made in our country. And I wrote this. Today I lean even a little deeper into the power and the presence of the divine, recognizing and knowing that there is only one, omnipotent and omnipresent. And it is in this magnificent intelligence, this divine love, that I find peace and remember the truth. Today, as I walk my path, I feel I may stumble over that which appears to me as not life-affirming, unjust, and causing more separation in the world. And as I catch myself from falling into this turmoil, I remember that wherever I see chaos, there is a gift being revealed. I may not know what it is, and I may not even be able to imagine one, but I trust and have faith that divine right order and action are at work. So I breathe. I allow myself to mourn the loss I feel. I allow myself to rant and to express all my humanness. I allow myself to release any judgments and anger, and then from this place, I seek my calm. I surrender to peace. I know for each one of us as we walk our path today that we are alive, awake, and aware, that we walk with our eyes and our hearts wide open, that we walk in peace and confidence, for Spirit has said yes. Yes, my beloveds, yes, you have set your intentions, expressed your desires, and it is already done, and done magnificently. So what I know from that prayer that I wrote, I stand firmly and strongly in the place of wherever I see chaos, wherever I see something that is not life-affirming and yet is outside of my control, I know that there is something greater wanting to be revealed. Now, I can stand up here and just give you all of the insights and all of my downloads about what I can see coming forward from this moment forward as far as women's rights and what is going to unfold in the world. And guess what? It's not important what I think. What is important is that we know that there is a greater something wanting to be revealed. And we don't need to know how, but we need to stay open. Do not close your hearts, folks. Please, I beg you, do not close your hearts. Do not separate yourself. Do not say it's me and them. I beg you, please do not do that. We are one in the one. And it is in this place where we allow the revelation of a greater magnificence to be known. So can I hear a yes, I will keep my heart open? Can I hear a yes where it says, I am open to seeing what good is coming? Yes. Can I have a yes in saying that, yes, I too will fasten my safety belt because I know I am in action? Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being my community. Thank you for allowing me to stand up here as a female minister and speak my truth. Because I want to know this for each and every one of us as we turn back to principle and we rest in our faith and in this divine intelligence that there's nothing, no matter how disgusting or horrible it may feel or look, that is not without a gift. There is something greater to be known. And one day we're going to come together and connect the dots back and go, there it is. That's the greatness that came forward from a day that we were in turmoil and despair and in pain, where the body was in pain. And we can say, thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit, that we leaned in and followed. Oh, so in conclusion, I have my beloved Jane Beach, who always guides me forward, and she says, when the world is turned upside down and the urge to give up rises to the surface, love scoops me up. It holds me close to remind me to be fully present in this moment and to know that I am cherished just as I am. Breathe in faith and let me carry you through this. Reminded of what's true, I let go of my inner chaos, hold on to faith, and allow myself to be carried. And so it is. Let us take this to prayer. So we breathe in. We breathe into this very now unique, magnificent moment, this only moment. Recognizing and knowing the power of the divine that works in, through, and as every single expression. Knowing that there is absolutely nothing else. That's all that there is. We're having our way, our lives, our activities. All is within this one body. We are truly one in the one. And as we lean in and recognize and are willing to stretch ourselves and wrap our arms around all that might feel unlike what we desire, bring it in close, recognizing that through love, we can do anything, absolutely anything. So I know for each one of us as we walk our path this week, that we walk it in love, we walk it in grace, we walk it in compassion. We walk it knowing that with each step and each breath, we allow for a revelation of something even greater to come forward. Something we can look at and go, wow, I had no idea, and I had no idea how magnificent it could possibly be. So we lean into trust, we lean into love, and we keep our hearts open. So I know that this is the truth for all of us, and I call it good. So please help me ground this prayer in this truth by saying together, and so it is. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Susanna.
I want to give you a standing ovation.
Thank you. I love you guys.
It wasn't too difficult to notice over this last weekend that men are not real